go? You hear me okay?
On my end, it's breaking up a little bit. I don't know if everyone's experiencing that.
Breaking up real bad, call us.
All right. What's that?
Collis, I would suggest turning off your video for the time being.
Yeah, okay, probably won't. Better, Derek?
Collis, you're breaking up very, very bad. We can barely hear anything.
Uh-oh. I know we got too much stuff going on here. What do we got else we got going on here? I get rid of that.
Sounds better now.
Hang on, let's close out some of this other stuff. Any better? Apparently not. Let me see. Any better, guys, folks? Yes, no?
It's a little bit. You might have to lose the video, but we can try it for now. It's a little bit better than it was.
Okay, I shut down the video, so I think.
No, you still have your video on.
Oh, stop video. You're right. Meeting of the Goffstown Select Board. This meeting is being conducted remotely via the WebEx platform with public access via telephone. There'll be more details on that very shortly. So I want to call the meeting to order and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I'll start it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let me get down. Okay, this meeting is being conducted. I'll read to you the right to know law meeting checklist. As there of Goffstown Select Board, due to the COVID-19 outbreak and in accordance with Governor Sununu's emergency order number 12, pursuant to Executive Order 2020-04, this board is authorized to meet electronically. Please note that there is no physical location to observe and listen contemporaneously to the meeting, which was authorized pursuant to the governor's emergency order. However, in accordance with the emergency order, this is to confirm we are doing several things. A, providing public access to the meeting by telephone, with additional access possibility by video or other electronic means. The town is utilizing the WebEx platform for this electronic meeting. The public has access to contemporaneously listen, if necessary, participate in this meeting by dialing the following telephone number: area code 603-766-5646, and using the participant code 785-645, followed by the pound sign. B, providing public notice of the necessary information for accessing the meeting. The town previously gave notice to the public on how to access the meeting using the available telephone number with the posted agenda. Item C, providing mechanism for the public to alert the public body during the meeting if there are problems with access. If anyone has a problem with telephone access, please call 603-384-3642 for assistance. And finally, item D, adjourning the meeting if the public is unable to access the meeting. In the event the public is unable to access the meeting, we'll adjourn the meeting and have it scheduled at that time. Please note that all votes that are taken during this meeting shall be done by roll call vote. So let's start the meeting by taking a roll call of attendance. When each member states their presence, please also state whether there is anyone in the room with you during this meeting, which is required under the right to know law. My name is Collis Adams. There is no one in the room with me at this time. Kelly? Kelly? Kelly, are you there?
Kelly, you're
Peter?
on mute.
Peter?
Yeah, I'm here. And by myself.
Thank you, Kelly.
This is Mark. I'm by myself.
Thank you, Mark. Chat?
Chet Bowen, and I'm the only one in the room.
Okay, Kelly, are you there yet?
Kelly Boyer, I'm the only one here.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. The next item on the agenda is
Mr. Chair. Mr.
the
Collis.
acceptance and correction of minutes.
Hello,
We just
Carlos.
had a public, non-public minutes from November 23rd, 2020. Again, these are public and non-public, both public and non-public, November 23rd, 2020.
Paulus, I'll make the motion for the November 23rd, 2020 public and non-public.
Second.
Was that Peter?
Collis, you're breaking up real
Second by
bad.
Peter.
Collis, you're still breaking up real bad. Second by Peter. Collis, you're breaking up really bad.
Collis, you are breaking up real bad. I would suggest either having Mark or Peter run the meeting from this point forward.
Yeah.
Or I guess.
Kelly,
Kelly, 4 minutes.
Kelly's the vice chair.
Well, Kelly
Everybody
should run.
knows working.
Kelly should take over.
Yes.
Kelly,
Kelly on board?
Kelly, can you hear us?
Is she muted?
Kelly, you're on mute. Can you hear us? Are you able to run the meeting? Collis's audio is not working very well.
Paulus, use Peter or
Obviously, hers is working very well. Why don't you let me go on for a little bit until you let me come back on? How's that? There's a motion on the floor to accept the correction of the minutes, 11/23/2020 by Mark. It was seconded by me. All in favor? Collis,
Gonna do a roll call.
you take it?
Can't let out what's going on.
Chet?
Yes.
Yes. Mark?
yes, sir.
And myself makes 3. That's a quorum, so that's good. What's the announcements? I don't have any announcements. Eric, do you have any announcements?
Yes, I do. Pete, your sound is breaking up as well. I think right now the only two that are having real good sound are Mark and Chet, and we may be getting some feedback from you, Peter. So if I could have Mark run the meeting from tab, I guess from number 5, there is, or no, I'm sorry, not number 5. We do have an announcement. So Mark, Collis and Pete, I hope you both can hear me. Kelly, I understand might be, is still on. And some of the down lines might be affecting this a little bit, but Mark, can you run the meeting from here, please?
I'll do my best, Eric. The only thing I don't have an agenda for tonight. I didn't print one up. I was trying to get my computer up and running and I didn't get the agenda. If you can kind of work hand in hand with me, yes, I'll do my best to run the meeting. How's that?
Okay, so for announcements, for item number 3 on your agenda, there's only one announcement. It's in your packet. The last day to accept 2021 zoning petitions for proposed amendments to the Goffstown zoning ordinance is this Wednesday, December 9th, 2020. All petitions must be submitted during regular business hours and be signed by at least 25 registered voters that reside in the town of Goffstown. Petitions may be turned in at the Select Board/Administration Office located on the 2nd floor of Town Hall at 16 Main Street, Goffstown, New Hampshire. Hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., If you have any questions about this process, contact the planning department or call 497-8990, extension 117 for assistance. That's the only announcement that I had. The next
Derek?
item, Mark, is, yes.
Just so that you know, I just had a message pop up on my screen. Peter Georgianis has left the meeting at 6:10. So I
Okay, I'll
don't
make
know.
note of that and have him
Yep.
check in when he jumps back on. He may have tried to get a better connection.
Okay. I'm sorry for
Derek,
that
can you hear
interruption,
me
but go
now?
ahead.
Yes, Kelly, we can hear you now.
Okay, great. Sorry, I was driving and I found a spot to safely pull over, so I'm here now.
Okay, Mark has the best audio right now, so I'm gonna have him continue to run the meeting if that's okay.
That's fine. We have.
Well, Kelly should hear her okay.
And Peter is back in the meeting.
Great. So, Mark, it's a little after 6:10, and that's when we have time for public comment. I don't have anyone on the call-in line. I don't have anyone on call-in line. I don't have anyone on call-in line.
This isn't working. We're gonna have to do something different, Derek. Because now you're feeding back.
Well, I'm feeding back with somebody that's maybe playing it through their speakers. So if you have earphones that you can potentially use, we haven't run into this issue before. Or what we could do is we could recess for a few minutes and have everybody call back in.
Is my voice any better now? I sign out, sign back in. Is it much better now?
No, it is not.
No. So there's a connection problem because I signed out and re-signed back in. And it's not working properly. We got David Pierce over there with the thumbs down.
I would suggest for any members that may be having an issue, what you can try instead is call into the call-in number. That call-in number is 766-5646. And then you can use the participant code 785-645 followed by the pound sign. You will see this at tab number 1 of your packet under the Right to Know Law meeting checklist. All the information's there. So anyone that's having connection issues, that will connect you to the telephone conference line using the copper telephone line. So you may have better luck that way.
Derek, does this have a delay?
The conference line does not have a delay. You may be seeing a delay if you have Facebook or if you have GTV open at the same time. There is a slight broadcast delay, but there's no delay if you call in on the conference line.
So if I'm watching the meeting as we're on your Zoom meeting and I call in, it's gonna be live.
As long as you don't have audio going on the WebEx meeting, that way you don't create a feedback loop. There should be no difference between the call-in on the conference line and what you would see if you're participating via WebEx.
Derek, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now, Collis.
Okay. I went to my iPhone.
So, Collis, if it seems like you have a good connection right now, do you want to take back over? We're at number 4, public comment.
Okay. Okay, now is the time for public comment. Is there anyone? No, I'm getting nasty feedback.
Hey, Collis,
Yeah,
this is Mark. I kind of like Derek's idea. If we can all sign off, get out of the system and start back at, like, we'll say 6:30, hopefully we'll have better luck. I mean, it's
yeah,
my
see if we can
thought.
put on some of the bugs.
because right now we're making more circles than anything else. We're not making the meeting. We're just trying to fix things.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna adjourn the meeting for 10 minutes.
So Collis?
Yep.
You're gonna recess until 6:25 and we'll restart at 6:25 PM?
Yep, everybody log out, log back in.
Not seeing anyone, I'd suggest that we move on. Now, I know we do have a 6:15 appointment. However, we do have a scheduled public hearing for 6:30 p.m. So, Collis, I would suggest that we do the public hearing quick and take that matter up.
Okay. Let me get to that.
That is at tab number 6 of your packet.
Go ahead and read the.
Okay. Okay, the Goffstown Select Board will conduct a public hearing under RSA 79E on Monday, December 7, 2020 at 6:30 p.m. to accept public input and vote regarding RSA 79E Community Revitalization Tax Relief Application submitted for the proposed development of the 41 Main Street property, which are tax map 34, lots 169 and 170. For anyone that wants to participate in the public hearing, you can dial in to 603-766-5646 and use the participant code 785-645 followed by the pound sign. If anyone has a problem with telephone access, please call 603-384-3624. Collis, did you want to open the public hearing?
Yeah, sure, I'm ready to go.
Right.
Okay, this is 79-E Community Revitalization Tax Relief Incentive hearing tonight. The town received an application for relief available under the town's 79-E Community Revitalization Tax Relief Incentive Program for property located at 41 Main Street, which is map 34, lot 69, and lot 170. The applicant will present at this time and explain the improvements being undertaken at this location. Do we have somebody representing the applicant or the applicant? There's a.
Yes, we are here. Ken and Kurt Sweet.
Good evening.
Good evening.
What would you like to share?
You guys want us to give a description of the project?
Yeah, if you could, Mr. Sweet, if you could just speak a little bit louder, that would be great. But yeah, if you could just explain what you're doing at the property and maybe answer any questions the select board may have.
Sure. So this is Ken Sweet, the Ken Sweet part of this. And we, as you may have already noticed, we stripped the roof. We redid the roof. We actually had to redo the whole roof deck and insulate the roof. And then we went on the inside and we insulated all the inside walls. Obviously, we fixed all the masonry issues. We had to tear out about a third of the floor that had sunk in. We've re-poured that. We've actually been fitting it up for a potential tenant for one half of it. So we're splitting it into 2 units. On the outside, the siding is up on the right side, which is the most visible side. And then we've ordered a whole new storefront. So, so that's kind of the summary of what we've done and where we're heading. And we're going to be doing some hot top in the spring. And we're going to make that look really pretty.
Just for the board's benefit and the public's benefit, this is the old Cumberland Farms located to the right of House Pharmacy on Main Street.
Yep, thank you. Is that the extent of your presentation, Mr. Sweet?
I mean, we'll gladly answer questions. I don't know how much more detail you want. We obviously are redoing the fascia on it, and we're really trying to dress it up nice.
Okay. Any questions from members of the select board for Mr. Sweet? Just unmute yourself and chime in.
Collis, this is Mark.
Yeah. Yep, Mark?
Has this plan gone in front of the planning board to move forward with? I can only assume so because we're at it now. I'm just wondering that part.
So yeah, I can answer that. Yes, absolutely. We had to do a pre-plan and then we've received our permit and then we've been working along obviously with the building inspector as we've been going.
Okay,
And
fine.
Mark-
My part.
And Mark, just to answer your question, this didn't rise to the level of site plan approval. So you have comments in your packet from town staff, including comments from Joanne Duffy.
I'll get my back and look at it. Thank you.
Yep, so I want to ask a question if I could. Mr. Sweet, so parking's at a premium in this area of town. How are you accommodating your parking? I apologize, I don't have any plan in front of me, but just if you briefly describe where the parking's going to be and how it's going to be accommodated, including access and egress from the parking?
Well, so just really what it was as Cumberland Farms, there was quite a bit of parking. There was 11 or 12 spaces in the front and on the right side. There's one full handicap in the front. And then on the right side, there'll be some really good parking. And the same entrances remain off of Main Street as well as the side street, which actually right now I don't remember that street. So that's
Mill
how that
Street?
is. Yes.
The big Mill Street, right?
No, actually Factory Street. It's actually off of Factory Street.
Okay, there you go. I don't know. Yep. And that's without any parking. I don't know how else to explain it. There's still some turnaround room. We actually have quite a bit of space there.
Mr. Chair?
Okay. Yes, Kevin?
Yeah, my question is, they're before us now for tax relief and not for actual building inspection or plan. And under the tax relief, I reviewed their form, and it looks like they qualified. Now, the qualification is on tax relief. It's not really a relief from taxes. It's a relief from an increase in tax due to the improvement. Would that be correct?
That's right.
Okay, so we shouldn't be asking any building questions then.
I don't mind answering them though, for just general information for everybody. I can respect, that, it was suggested that we apply for this, so we did.
Other questions from other members of the board?
I'm all set, Colin.
Okay, thank you.
All set, Colin.
All set.
Peter.
Yeah, I'm
Chet? Okay, I'm good too. Chet, you okay?
I went through it. All set. Qualifications, so I guess anybody's got public comment would be next.
Yeah, that's right. We just pull it. Okay. So yeah, we're opening the public hearing. We actually already opened it. Is there anybody from the public, Derek, that you can see that would like to comment? The public hearing.
I'm going to unmute a few people's lines on the call-in. So if you want to make public comment, please identify yourself and your address, and then provide your public comment. If you don't wish to speak, you can just remain silent.
Anybody from the public who wants to speak at the public hearing, now's your opportunity. Just identify yourself, please, and go ahead and speak.
This is Barbara from 11 Honeysuckle Lane, and I just am curious as to what the project is. What is actually going into these two places?
Do you have a comment? It's really not a question and answer session, but do you have a comment that you want to make relative to the information that was contained in the public hearing request? No.
Okay, never mind. Nope.
Derek, is there anybody else on?
No, there is nobody else on for public comment.
Okay, let me just give one last call. Is there anybody else out there that would like to make comment? This is a public hearing taking public comment on the request. This is the property of the old Cumberland Farms. All right, I don't see anybody else. I'm going to close the public hearing at this time. Yeah, we'll move on. Yep. Okay, go ahead, Peter, please.
We approved the 79E for a 5-year tax relief.
Thank you, Peter. Do you have a second?
I'll second that.
That was Mark, I believe. Okay,
Correct.
we'll call the roll. I'll call the roll. I vote yes. Kelly?
Yes.
Peter?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes, sir.
And Chet?
Yes.
Thank you. The motion passes 5-0-0. Okay, next on the agenda.
So, Mr. Sweet, we will be in touch with the next steps for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, board. I know.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
I'd just like to thank Mr. Sweet for doing that project. It looks like it's coming along nice.
Thank you very much.
So, Collis, I think what we would do next is we would backtrack to item number 5 on your agenda, which is an appointment with the Friends of the Goffstown Rail Trail.
Yep. David, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Would you like me to make a short presentation?
Yes, please.
There is a short parcel, a short stretch of the rail trail. If you all know where Pro Landscape is, if you go 2 parcels to the right, a one acre of a 40-acre parcel was subdivided off by the plant with through a motion at the planning board. And the planning board has approved that 1 acre to be a car wash. The driveway into the facility is using an easement over the rail corridor that existed when the town purchased the rail corridor. And so when the planning board approved the use of this property as a car wash, they also approved the driveway coming into it and features related to the driveway. Also, they put a condition upon the plan that there would be concrete aprons on the left and right of the driveway to facilitate bicycles leaving the gravel pathway and onto the paved surface. There'll be bollards on either side of the driveway as well. The reason I'm before you this evening is that I would like, the Friends of the Rail Trail would like permission as for us to have a donation to the town to improve the remaining 175 feet of trail that is between this new driveway and an existing driveway for the abutter to the east. This will essentially be very common, same type of a deal that I've done before. The Friends of the Rail Trail will purchase all the materials necessary for the development of the trail. And I will have the developer will donate his services to actually do the construction. This is beneficial for him because if I'm the general manager for building the trail, and if I get, as a 501c3, if I get services from a corporation, I can properly recognize them as having donations to a 501c3 for their services. So my desire this evening is that the select board would accept a donation from the Friends of the Rail Trail to build the 175 feet of trail.
And that has a value of $3,600, is that correct?
Yes, I forgot to mention that. That's an estimate based on how all other projects of the trail have been built.
Okay, thank you for the presentation, David. Any questions from the select board at this time for David?
I'd like to make a motion.
Go ahead, Peter.
I'd like to make the motion that we approve the donation from the Goffstown Rail Trail, Friends of the Goffstown Rail Trail, for the price of $3,500.
Yep, I'll second that.
That was motion by Peter and a second, I think it was Jack. I heard. That was not 36 donation of their services, the amount of valued at $100. So I had a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, I'll call the roll. I vote yes. Kelly?
Yes.
Peter?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes, sir.
Check.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. The motion passes 5-0-0. All right, next we have,
I thank the board. Good night.
yep, thank you, David. Appreciate it. Thanks for all your hard work. We really appreciate it.
Mr. Chair, the next item you have is item number 7. You have a 6:45 appointment with the library trustees.
Yeah, and we're right on time for that. So is there somebody from the library trustees who would like to address the board at this time?
Yes.
You could introduce yourself, please?
Okay. I'm Amy Hunteman. I'm the chair of the Library Board of Trustees. Do you want me to start my little quick presentation?
Yes, please.
Okay. After I met with you guys last time, I went back and met with the library board, and we discussed the select board's vote on our warrant article and your concerns. The library board is still committed to this project and feels really strongly about the benefits it would have for the whole community. We discussed our options with our architectural and engineering partners, and we were able to pull the most critical elements from the original warrant article and put them into a new warrant article that would allow us to get the most accurate numbers to give you guys the best idea of what is actually going to happen. We believe that the new warrant article is a good compromise for the town. The article allows the library board to keep the project moving and to get firmer numbers for the project and fundraising goals without impacting the tax rate. I think you guys all have, I know I shared with Derek, the warrant article wording. It is for $95,000 to be paid for completely with privately held library funds. And it would cover some basic things like the survey, geotechnical borings, construction manager, fundraising, a professional fundraiser to give us that goal of what we could actually raise to offset costs of the entire project, and other things like that.
Okay, thank you. You know what, let me just read the warrant article as it's been presented to us tonight. It's not that long. And again, this is proposed wording for a warrant article that would go on the March 2021 ballot for the voters. And I'll read it verbatim. It says, to see if the town will raise and appropriate $95,000 for the purpose of continuing the planning for a renovation in addition to the current library. This includes hiring a construction manager and fundraiser, and to authorize the library trustees to withdraw and expend $95,000 from available monies and unrestricted library funds. None of said amount shall be raised by general taxation. So that's the exact wording of the warrant article. Select board members, do you have questions for the folks from library?
I got a question on the reading of the.
Yep, go ahead, Peter. Go ahead, Peter.
The town to raise and appropriate $95,000. It sounds like we're raising and appropriating the money through taxation, even though as you continue through the article, it says no. They're going to be out of the library fund. That's the way, Derek?
We would, of course, consult with NHDRA, and then we would also look to what we did in 2019. We would use similar language to what we used in 2019 when the library trustees used their unrestricted funds to begin this phase of the project. So there might need to be a little tweaking left to do. I haven't compared it against that 2019 article language, but I think the concept before you this evening is to move forward with the warrant article, allowing the library trustees to ask to use those unrestricted funds.
All right, thank you. Yeah, that's the way it sounds like you're trying to raise and appropriate, it says, which we're really not trying to do. We already have that money in the trustees trust fund.
Yeah, I agree. I think we can probably clean that up a little bit just to make it more transparent.
Could I just give you some background there? That is the same language that was used the last time back in, Diane checked it. Diane is the one who put it together, and she based it off of the language from the previous warrant article for the feasibility study.
Okay, thank you for that. We'll just check to make sure again that it's appropriate and we can move forward with it. Derek, you can follow up on that, I assume?
Yeah, I'm actually looking at a sample ballot from 2019, and it is, Ms. Hunteman is correct. That is the same language that we use the last time, like I said, in 2019, when the library trustees were given permission to appropriate those funds from their unrestricted funds. So this would be the appropriate language that would go on the warrant for discussion at the deliberative session.
Okay, thank you. Select board members? Any other comments, questions?
I move to approve the $95,000 out of unrestricted library funds to, and the way the article is written, providing that meets the
I'll second.
So Peter, are you moving for the select board to support the warrant article? Okay, thank you. And Kelly, you made the second?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion on the motion? Okay, I'll call the roll. I vote yes. Kelly?
Yes.
Peter?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
And Chet?
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes 5-0-0. Let's see, what's next? We have,
Thank you very much.
thank you for presenting. We appreciate it. Thank you for your good work.
Thank you very much.
Next on the agenda is item number 8. It's the fire chief. Chief, how are you doing this evening?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Nice to see everyone. Here tonight to request the board's approval to select, to accept 2 separate donations for one project. The project's with Lights Up, who did a fantastic job on our police department with putting up Christmas lights. So we would like to do the same at both stations 18 and 19. And the total value of the donation is $3,225. And that's split up between Lights Up company itself and the Goffstown Fire and Relief Association.
Steve, when are they going to go up? When are they going to
Make a motion to approve the request. We did the same thing at the police department. There's no reason we shouldn't do this for the fire department.
I'll second.
I have a question for you, Chief. When are they going up and when are they coming down?
So I know they're anxiously awaiting the board's approval, so I think they would be going up relatively soon, hopefully this week, and then just after the holidays.
Okay. Okay, I didn't catch the motion and who made the motion in the second. Was it Peter, I think, made the motion?
This is Peter. Peter made the motion to approve, and then Kelly seconded.
Okay, so that's to accept the donation. Okay. A motion in a second to accept the donation of $3,225. Any just the motion? Okay, I'll call the roll. I vote yes. Kelly?
Yes.
Peter?
Yeah.
Mark?
Yes, sir.
And Chet?
Yes.
Motion 5-0-0. Next on the agenda is the DPW director. Good evening,
Thank you.
Adam.
Hi, folks. Good evening. A couple items for you. The first one, going to apologize. I think it's a little premature, but I'll still ask the question anyway because we can get this project moving. We have in the 2021 CIP a live floor trash trailer for purchase. And this was a project that had originally been in the 2020 approved CIP, but didn't make it through the budget process last fall. So came down to the end of the year, and the mechanic foreman had the spec together for me, and I kind of had a little helmet fire last week, thinking it had to get on the agenda here before the end of the year for 2020, but it's actually a 2021 project. So with your permission, I'd like to advertise for this purchase of a trailer for next year. Sometime in January, maybe end of January, that'll allow the bidding process to occur, and then we could award as soon as possible after town meeting if the budget passes. We've got a CIP amount of $102,000 for the trailer. In CIP, I do have a default line of $85,000 in the solid waste equipment and vehicle line. So assuming any of that funding stays in the default scenario, we would have some funds available for it as well. But if you want to hold off, I can see that too. It's just a matter with our frontline, one of our frontline trailers being downrated. It can't carry trash anymore because it goes overweight. We're kind of behind the eight ball. So I'd like to get this trailer replaced as soon as possible in 21, and being able to advertise that here in the next month or so would accelerate that process if I could.
Okay, so you're looking from this board for approval to issue the request for proposal.
That's affirmative, and I'd change the dates, make it sometime in January, and then we'd have a bid opening just in time for our town meeting, and then hopefully be ready to go.
Okay. Any questions?
Chair?
Yes, Peter.
Chair, I think it's pretty clear we looked through this before last year that we needed it.
Yeah.
But I would like to make a motion that we approve the going out for bid for the walking floor track trailer, but only after approval at town meeting of the budget. If we get a default budget, that could be reviewed. So my motion would be to approve it after town meeting. We could go out to bid, but not approve the purchase after town meeting.
Yeah, until we got a budget in place.
Right.
I'll second Peter's motion.
Motion was made by Peter. I heard Kelly second first, so I'll take Kelly's second. Any further discussion on the motion? Or call the roll. I vote yes. Kelly?
Yes.
Peter?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
And Jack?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. The motion passes 5-0-0. You have another item.
I do. Thank you all. I've got another RFP I'd like to get advertised. We have a 2021 tire replacement and mounting bid, similar to what you had seen in 2019, which we had for a year plus an extension. I'd like to renew that for 2021 by another advertisement. And there's a few minor changes the mechanic made, I think, but I did share this with our resident tire specialist, and he made a few suggestions that we incorporated. So I think it's ready to go for a 2021 bid.
It seems pretty straightforward. Somebody want to make a motion to approve
I'll make the motion that we go out for request for proposals for 2021 tire products and service.
I'll second that, Collis.
Second by Mark. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, I'll call the roll. I vote yes. Kelly?
Yes.
Peter?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes, sir.
And Chet?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That motion passes 5-0-0. Adam, now you have impact use.
I do, and first a thank you to Danielle for alerting me to that. We had some impact fees that are going to expire at the very beginning of 2021. We've got right now about $70,000 in impact fees for transportation lines, and about 9,100 of that, 91.45 and 19 cents, expires in 2021. But 1,100 or so is in February and another 800 in April. So I'm not quite sure if we'll have too many road projects depending on how the winter goes. So we'd like permission to apply some of the impact fees toward the money that's already been allocated for 2020 road plan funding, which as Danielle put together a nice memo for you that outlines that it would reduce the amount that might have to come out of unassigned fund balance as the voters had intended for the year. Another option, of course, would be to earmark that for the 2021 road plan, and we could just pay out of that line first as we get into 21. But we thought the easier thing might be to ask to apply it towards projects that are already here. We're awaiting invoices on a bunch of work for Continental. So there's certainly projects to apply that $10,000 to, or the 914519 to.
Thank you. Questions from select board members on this item? This is the impact fee use. Yep, Peter, go ahead. Yep.
And this would probably be, I'm not Derek or Danielle. Can those fees be used for the unencumbered funds that, not unencumbered, the encumbered funds for like the second coat that we would be doing, say, on Shirley Hill?
I think normally we bring these in as an offsetting revenue to an appropriation that's already been made. So what you really end up doing is just collecting $10,000 less in taxes. I think Danielle has made the recommendation to release the $10,000 as reimbursement to the 2020 road plan. So it doesn't really impact the 2020 tax rate that's already set or the 2021, but then you're not in any danger of not spending the funds before they expire under state law. If impact fees expire under state law, you need to return it to the current property owners. So I think the best thing to do is to approve the release and take those in 2020 for work that's already been done.
So the motion to say we take the impact fees and apply them to the unreserved fund balance that we took this year.
So what you're going to actually do is there's a motion in your packet at tab 9C. It would be to approve the release of $10,000 from road impact fee accounts to offset the expenses incurred in the relation to the 2020 road plan and reimburse the town's general fund. Because these revenues are above and beyond what we used at tax rate setting, it will basically take those $10,000, put it into our 2020 revenues, and when the auditor does our fund balance at the end of the year of 2020, that $10,000 will end up getting returned to the general fund balance.
So the motion is to approve the release of $10,000 from the road impact fee accounts to offset the expenditures incurred in relation to the 2020 road plan project and reimburse the town's general fund.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, I'll call the roll. I vote yes. Kelly?
Yes.
Pete?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes, sir.
And Chuck?
Yes.
Thank you. That motion passes 5-0-0. And Adam, looks like you have one more item?
Answer yes, just one more. There's no packet material for this one. We kind of a late breaking item. The state had issued a request for more applicants for their Diesel Emission Reduction Act grant program. This is an EPA funded program that a few years ago we had done a soft application, and they told us that at that point, for whatever reason, the criteria that year, none of our replacements qualified since we had already some tiered emission standard equipment. Sarah Werdy, town engineer, had seen the ad this year last week or the end of the week before, and give them a call just to see if that it was still the case or not. And they said that it's a little different criteria this year. So I'm glad that she called. Right now, any vehicles older than 2009 could be replaced with this program. It's a reimbursement program. They provide up to 25%, or they do provide 25% of the cost of a replacement on-road or off-road vehicle. We do have two pieces of equipment next year that would qualify for this program, the plow truck and then an excavator. So anything 2016 and newer for on-highway vehicles, and then anything 2019 and newer for off-road vehicles or equipment would qualify. So with the board's permission, I'd like to get an application together to tweet to get up to the state so we can meet their revised deadline. And then I think it sounds like we'll hear back in the affirmative or otherwise in January. And then we could roll that information into our 2021 CIP project.
Thank you for that background. Yes, Peter, go ahead.
The two vehicles, Adam, that you mentioned, are they in the CIP?
They are. The excavator, I don't have the CIP right in front of me. The excavator, I think, is $220,000 in CIP. We were looking at purchasing something a year or two old. I guess we would maybe adjust to make sure that we stay in that criteria of 2019 or newer for that one. And then the plow truck is $200,000.
That's in 2020, 21, I'm sorry, CIP?
2021 CIP. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You all set, Peter?
Yeah, I'm good.
Anybody else? Any other board members have questions on this item?
Motion to apply for the grant.
Second. Thank you, Peter. Second by Kelly. Any discussion on the motion? I'll call the roll. Yes. Kelly?
Yes.
Peter?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes, sir.
And Chet?
Yes.
Thank
Great.
you much.
Thank you all. See you in a bit.
Okay, next on the agenda, we're at item number 10. This is the Parks and Rec Director. Rick, are you with us?
Yes.
Okay, Rick, we're going to go through these one at a time. Okay, so let's start with 10A.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna, yep, I got you. So the first one is to accept a $500 donation from Total Image Running to be put into the Parks and Recreation revolving fund. This was a road race that they held. It's basically the Pumpkin Regatta 10K, and they used our facility, the parking lot area, to stage the event.
Any questions from board members on this one for Rick?
Pretty much a no-brainer, right?
He was
Motion.
motion.
$500 is deposited to the Parks and Rec revolving fund in accordance with New Hampshire RSA 31:95-E.
I'll second that.
Peter. Second by Chet. Discussion on the motion. Being none, I'll call the roll. I vote yes. Kelly?
Yes.
Peter?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes, sir.
And Chet?
Yes.
And that motion passes 5-0-0. Next is 10B. This is the $25 donation, Rick.
Yes, if you recall, this originally, this is the LL Bean pop-up event, which was held last week. And you all basically approved the $1,000 donation. And what they ended up doing is staying an extra day. So they made the donation a $2,500 donation. So I guess we have to accept the $2,500 donation. And then the funds would go into the Parks and Recreation revolving fund. And once again, that was held on the property of the building.
Yeah, I was there. It was a well-made. I was really, yep, just hang on. Yeah, hang on. I was impressed with the way they ran the program. See if they can come back for a third day and donate $5,000. How'd that work? Peter, go ahead.
So I understand that was quite a successful event, and we need to thank the people involved in getting it. And Ricky got a lot of kudos for the way it was handled, along with Joanne. Duffy, the Economic Development Coordinator. So I'd like to make a motion to accept the donation of $2,500 be deposited into the Parks and Rec revolving fund in accordance with New Hampshire RSA 31:95-E.
Second,
Joanne was the key leader to bring them in. I just want that to be known. She did a great job.
Yeah, pass along my thanks to her for sure. So I have a motion by Peter, need a second?
go ahead, I got it.
Who, I couldn't tell.
Mark,
Mark, thank you, Mark. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, call the roll, I vote yes. Kelly?
Yes.
Peter? Yes. Mark?
yes, sir.
And Chet?
Yes.
Okay, that motion passes 5-0-0. Next on the agenda is item 10C. This is a Parks and Rec granite stair project. I'm going to recuse myself from the discussion and vote on this item since I was involved and assisted Parks and Rec with putting together the application that went up to DES. So, Kelly, if you could take over on this item, I'd appreciate it.
Of course. Rick, would you like to share with the board the scope of the project?
Yes, I would. First, I'd like to say that this is really kind of stemming from the Glen Lake Waterfront Ad Hoc Committee, which was established in 2019 and gave you the final report in early 2020. And if you recall, that group was in charge of basically reviewing all the town-owned properties that bordered the Glen Lake area, which is basically the waterfront, the Parks and Recreation building, the sewer commission area, and then one other location up off of Mill Street up in that area. And the group basically came back with various recommendations, some changes in different areas. And actually one of the recommendations was to improve and get better access behind the recreation building for canoe, kayak, accessibility to the water's edge. So that was part of the ad hoc committee. When looking at the project even further, this area behind the recreation building has always kind of been a little nuisance as far as a washout area. So it kind of, the recommendation from the ad hoc committee of improving that area and made us really look at the true need. So we proposed putting in the stairs to get access to this area. And if you recall, those stairs are going to be donated through the Granite Health and Fitness Organization at a tune of $5,000. That whole project is really going to enhance and help that area from washout. And also, I think it's going to be a good asset where it's going to stop some water flow from flowing down into the lake. After further review, we found that we needed to fill out and apply for a, what do we call it, an enhanced minimum impact permit. And in doing that, I aided in assistance with town engineers, Hollis being an expert in this field and really guiding us through this whole process. So tonight we are asking to, I guess, go forward with this permit and actually have Hollis be the agent, because part of the process, you have to, it gets signed off from the Conservation Commission, which I'm going in front to see them Wednesday night. It's going, Eversource signs off on it. And then the LAC group signs off on it. The historical group gets notified of it. Our two abutters are notified, and Hollis would act as our CWS agent.
Yeah, that'd be a
Thank you,
certi-
Rick. So, oh, go ahead, Colin.
yeah, just a correction, Kelly, it's certified wetland scientist, not surveyor.
Thank you. I forgot what that was.
Correction noted.
I have a question.
Peter, do you have a question?
Yes, Carlos, why do you need to recuse yourself?
Because I was involved with preparation of the application and full transparency. I don't want to have anything come back to bite us on this. So I think that's appropriate because there's also a donation associated with this. So that's the other part of this story.
Yes, right. Because you have, right, so we have, I mean, this is a pretty interesting thing. It's a lot of donations are being applied here. The Granite State Health and Fitness Group, and Collis would be providing a donation for his services. Because otherwise we have to hire out a person to do this.
Okay, thank you. I was just curious why you would recuse himself.
So just to recap quickly, for the NHDS permit for the expedited wetlands permit, it's going to go towards the granite step installation behind Parks and Rec. Carlos is a certified wetland scientist, and his consulting firm is offering his services pro bono. And the application fee for this application is being paid from the Parks and Recreation 2020 operating budget. Does anyone have any additional questions for Rick or Carlos?
I don't have any question. I think you need to also, part of the motion, accept the donation of services as you did with.
So, Vice Chair Boyer, there's a recommended motion in your packet. It does not include what is noticed in the public agenda. There is a $500 donation of services, which needs to be accepted under 3195E. So if that could be added to the motion as well.
Where is this motion located? I'm trying to find it in your packet.
Item 10C, Charlie.
The proposed motion is not complete, though.
The proposed motion I did not include the except the donated services valued at $500. That needs to be added.
I'll make a motion to approve the submittal of the NHDES expedited wetlands permit and to authorize Carlos Adams to act as the town's agent on this application as the certified wetland surveyor, and to add a donation in the amount of $500 under NHRSA 31:95-8.
I'll second that, Carlos.
All right, so that was a motion by Chet, a second by Peter. Does anyone have any other questions? Okay, I vote yes. Hollis is abstaining. Peter?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
And Chet?
Yes.
All right, so the motion passes 401.
I would just say that I think the motion passed 4-0-0. Collis recused himself from the matter, so he would not be voting. An abstention is technically a vote, so it would be 4-0-0.
Okay, my correction, thanks.
Thank you all.
Okay, get back. Okay, Kelly, I'll take it back at this point. So we're at 11. On the agenda, this is a town administrator's report, Derek.
Yes, so at tab 11, you have your meeting schedule for this week. At 7 p.m. tomorrow night, the Budget Committee will be meeting remote.
I got that, Derek.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Wednesday at 9 a.m., the Highway Safety Committee is meeting remote.
Yep, I got that too.
Thank you. Wednesday at 7 PM, Conservation Commission is meeting remote.
Yep.
Thursday at 7 PM, the Planning Board will be meeting remote.
Yes, I'll be there.
Thank you. At your next page, you have tonight's consent agenda. You have employees.
Derek,
Yes.
real quick, just for that, can you recap our meeting schedule that you emailed us today as well?
Okay, yes. So you have a meeting on December 14th. Right now, it doesn't look like we'll have any business or need to meet on December 21st. I would ask for a quick meeting on December 28th to do final year encumbrances. We'll do a draft list of encumbrances on the 14th and with final on the 28th, but I will keep that meeting agenda light if I'm able to.
Great, thank you.
At the next page, you have the consent agenda. You have employee status reports, truck driver termination, unsuccessful completion of probationary period, a part-time assessing secretary resignation, a custodian reduction in weekly hours, a firefighter resignation. I'd also ask to add a employee status report for a police officer, successful completion of probationary period. You have the 2020 vacation rollover and cash out sidebar agreements. This was for all of the 4 unions in town. You have rights to inter in West Lawn Expansion Cemetery, Section 6, Lot 279. West Lawn Expansion Cemetery, Section 6, Lot 278. Shirley Hill Cemetery, Section 1, Lot 35. The Shirley Hill Cemetery, Section 1, lots 105, and it says 105 again. I'll have to double check that. The motor vehicle title for the 2016 Ford Explorer, that needs a signature of the chairman, and motor vehicle title and bill of sale for the 2007 Ford F310 pickup. That needs a signature of the chair.
I'll stop in tomorrow and sign those documents.
Motion to approve the consent agenda as presented, but I do have a question.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Peter, go ahead. What's your question or issue?
My question is reduction in weekly hours for the custodian at DPW. What is our plan there, Derek?
I believe the DPW director will be coming forward soon with a plan to replace those hours. Adam, if you're on, maybe you can speak to it real quickly.
Hi, yes, we do. So we had requested the existing custodian to pick up some additional hours to get more of a more encompassing cleaning at the DPW facilities. We have several restrooms in 3 different buildings, and it wasn't part of her original agreement when she signed on years ago. And she was unable to pick up those extra hours. We've got a local cleaning company lined up here for the short term. I'd like to think about putting that out to bid in the spring or maybe winter for 2021 purposes, but we really needed something a little bit more in depth than we were getting.
So just for clarification, Adam, you do have something lined up, because I know the winter months are the nastiest when it comes to floor maintenance and things.
I do, yes. Sorry, I lost the tail end. Peter, we do have something lined up. It's actually the person who installed some of our flooring, and they're going to include floor buffing as part of that too. So hopefully it will work out well. And if we're happy, we'll come to the board here in the winter for a 2021 agreement.
Good cause.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, thank you.
So Chairman Adams, we just need a roll call on that.
Yeah. Can we have a roll call on that? I'll vote yes. Kelly?
Yes.
Peter? Yes. Mark?
Yes, sir.
And Chuck?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes 500. Next, Derek,
We have two different assessors recommendations that I'd ask that you handle separately. The first one, the town assessor is recommending intent to cut wood or timber. This is tax year April 1st, 2020 through March 31st, 2021 on map 5, lot 74.
I'll make a motion to approve the assessor's recommendation as presented.
Second.
Thank you, Kelly. Second by Chet. I believe it was. Any discussion on the motion? Being now call the roll, I vote yes. Kelly?
Yes.
Peter? Yes. Mark?
Yes, sir.
And Chet?
Yes.
Thank you. The motion passed 500.
Thank you. The next item, the select board received a request to unmerge a lot. This is on 40 Henry Bridge Road, map 26, lot 19. This is permitted under New Hampshire RSA 674:39-AA. When these requests come in, the select board or the town is required to prove that the owner has voluntarily merged his or her lots. The town assessor has provided a detailed memo in the packet and with all the background. The town assessor recommends the board approve the property owner's request to unmerge the two lots and authorize the town assessor to create a new lot, map 26, lot 29-1, and adjust the lot size accordingly.
Questions from board members on this item? Motion to approve the assessor's recommendation as presented to approve the property owner's request to unmerge the two merged lots at 40 Henry Bridge Road, map 26, lot 29, and authorize the town assessor to create a new lot, map 26, lot 29-1, and adjust the lot sizes accordingly. Thank you. That's a mouthful.
Second.
Second by Kelly. A motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? We now call the roll. I vote yes. Kelly?
Yes.
Peter? Yes. Mark?
Yes, sir.
And Chip?
Yes.
Thank you. That motion passes 500.
The last item I have for the board this evening, if you flip probably 4 or 5 pages, you'll see a memo from Rick Wilhelmi of Parks and Rec and Eric Gustafson of DPW. This is the transmission easement that runs through the sports complex parking lot. As you may recall, earlier in the year, there was a joint use agreement signed by the town allowing the area under Eversource right-of-way to be used as the new sports complex. As part of this agreement, the town agreed to an expanded access easement under the new complex, across the new complex parking lot. Eversource had a draft access easement, so that was the joint use agreement that was signed and recorded and all taken care of. Now we have the draft access easement. This has gone to Primex to be revised for acceptable language, and Eversource has agreed to the language. Eversource has sent a letter outlining basic condition of the access easement and to allow Eversource to collect survey data to be included in the final access easement deed. In the future, they will use that final survey information for the final access easement deed. And at that point, we would bring it forward to the select board members to sign. So what I'm looking for this evening is a vote from the board to accept and sign the attached access easement letter from Eversource. And at a future meeting, we would bring back the access Eversource easement with the updated survey information to be signed by the board. That would be the final item for this for the Eversource transmission line that runs over the sports complex.
Thank you, Derek. Just a minor, on the signature page, could you correct my first name, please?
Yes.
Thank you. The other board member?
That's quite a mouthful, but I will make a motion that we approve it.
Great, thanks, Peter.
I'll second Peter's motion.
Second by Mark. Any discussion on the motion? Or call the roll. I vote yes. Kelly?
Yes.
Peter?
Yeah.
Mark?
Yes.
And Chet?
Yes.
That motion passes 5-0-0. Thank you. Let's see. Lost my place. Okay, where are we at? Department updates? We gotta get back to the,
Yes, tab number 12.
yep, okay. So, why don't you start with the town hall update, Derek?
Yes, we are still operating under normal operations here at Town Hall. The only change we've really had is since the election has gone by and we're not receiving absentee ballots at this point, we have reinstalled the Town Hall drop box. We've done this in an effort to make it easier for residents to deliver building permits or electrical permits, as well as any sewer or tax payments. It's a secured, locked drop box. It's available for residents, and it's available 24 hours a day. We check it a couple times each day. But other than that, we're running with normal operations, and things are working pretty good here.
Thanks, Derek. Next, I see the Goffstown Public Library. Is anybody from the library still with us? Or Kelly, do you want to present on their behalf?
Yes, please. Diane asked if I would give you all an update. So as of right now, the children's room is open by appointment for about 20 minutes. There's no access to games or anything like that, but there's still access to the materials in the children's room. There's also still foyer browsing, parking lot pickup, and computer reservations. So they are still operating at the limited schedule for the children's room, but still going with the 9 to 5 Monday, Thursday, and Friday, 9 to 8 Tuesday and Wednesday, and Saturday open from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Thank you, Kelly. Let's see. Let's go to Chief Adler. Chief, do you have a fire department or EOC update?
I do, Mr. Chair. On the EMD side, we're continuing, as most people are watching closely the TV with regards to the COVID. Numbers continue to rise. Since we last met on the 23rd, globally, there's an additional 8 million cases, 3 million additional cases just in the U.S. alone. And right here in New Hampshire, we've had over 8,000 new cases since the 23rd. There was the 7-day average is increasing by 51%. So the numbers are continuing to trend up. And I think as we just got through Thanksgiving and now into Christmas, I think we're going to continue to see those numbers trending up. And we've certainly been doing our best job internally to keep our employees safe with, again, mask wearing at all times now in the building. And that should go with everyone should be following that mandate the governor put out. And just again, a reminder, make sure we're all being diligent with our social distancing and hand washing. Internally, everybody is safe at this time. We do have a couple of people who are in quarantine at this time, but we're managing best we can.
Thanks, Chief Elsack.
Yes.
Thank you very much. How about the police department? Chief Serino.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and the board. For some reason, my camera is acting up, so it's not working. But so far, the PD is doing well. We have one officer who has been quarantined for a little while due to the COVID. Overall, we've been still operating at full capacity as far as the operations. We're still down 2 officers and still looking for 2. We just got all of our new cruisers finally online. So as you heard in your consent agenda, we're starting to send our other cruisers over to DPW. And the good news is that Officer Pelletier is working on trying to bring a virtual holiday lights tour to the seniors this year. So we're working on something a little bit different and see how that goes. But we couldn't pass up one more community event where we didn't do it. So we're going to try something different this year. So that's the good news. We should be seeing that online in the next week or 2.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Adam, anything else from DPW wanted to add for the department head update?
Sure. Well, obviously the newest info is the lead. Yeah, spent the weekend, most of the weekend, plowing and treating and picking up limbs from the storm. It was a pretty tough one, especially to be early in the season, to have snow that heavy. We've definitely got some growing pains staffing wise, as we try to plus up to full staff, but also a lot of new bodies and a lot of seats that they haven't necessarily been in before. And it's going to take a couple storms till we get some of those kinks ironed out. So everybody around town, please bear with us as we try to get up to full speed here. We did have some pretty good response though to our last advertisement for help. I don't think I'm going to need to advertise for contract plowing for outside folks. We've got a pretty good response with the seasonal posting. So I've got a handful that are in the process. Just takes a couple weeks to get them all tested up and in. So hopefully we'll be at full strength here and then have the seasonals out on the roads for the next storm if it waits. Road-wise, Duclos Eden Street project, we got that paved in time and structures raised before the storm came. And then Langen, because of the weather, we were able to actually keep going after the drainage work was done and reclaim that and pave last week. So I think the steam probably was still rising Saturday as the snow came in from being paved on Friday. But nice way to end the season. Should be the last major project here, unless we have some mild weather over the winter to be able to chip away at something. I've got a few things, irons in the fire, that I'll come to you about for winter work, but nothing for tonight. One other thing we do, as the chief mentioned, we've got some vehicles going to be doing the shuffle here coming up. So I'll have another round of auction vehicles for you at a meeting. I'll probably wait until after December, but we'll once the chips all fall, we'll bring the list of auction vehicles to you. We can get some more stuff sold off. Everything I've got.
Thank you. Let's see, we got Rick. Rick, is there anything else you wanted to add for Parks and Rec?
Basically, we're going to be starting up pretty soon. We're taking registration right now. We're entering into esports, which is actually something that the local New Hampshire Parks and Rec directors got invited into. It's through GG Leagues. So, I mean, kids are going to be able to play, NBA, K2 or 2K. Some Mario Brothers. They're going to be playing some pretty cool games that they're all used to playing, and they're going to kind of represent Goffstown. So it's kind of cool, and we'll see how it goes, and maybe we continue on with it. But other than that, facility-wise, what we did, we had our karate, some of our fitness classes, everything were running really good, and we kind of do it in like sessions kind of thing. So the session ran out on the 23rd of November, and things went really well. It was a good trial. The instructors were doing all their jobs that they had to do, sanitizing, etc. And what we did is we said we're going to take a break from the 23rd of November, and we'll resume those programs January 11th. So that basically gets us through the holidays. And all the instructors involved all agreed and said, nope, great idea, let's go with that, and we'll all resume the second week of January. Other than that, we're waiting to hear whether or not we have a basketball program. We submitted a proposal, and basically the program would be just for Goffstown kids only. And So we'll see where that's going. Staff-wise, the three of us are fine. And that's all I got.
Thanks, Rick. I didn't see any new business brought up by anybody on the board, so bring us to the old business, which is the action matrix. The first one is the Wallace Road, Mass Road roundabout. There's no action needed on that this time. The Village Pedestrian Ad Hoc Committee, they met for the first time, elected a chairman, vice chairman, established the third Thursday of each month as their standing meeting date. Change to the personnel plan, is that still ongoing?
It's kind of been pushed to the back burner, but I think as we come out of the holidays and into the new year, that's something that we can revive.
Okay. And then on grants, let's see, do we have a grant that we're looking at?
This was a grant opportunity that the Historic District Commission had pursued to update the plans for Grassmere Town Hall. We were notified by the Division of Historical Resources that they do not have sufficient funding to fund brick and mortar projects this year. So I will remove this from the action matrix moving forward. We will not move forward with that grant application.
Great, thank you. And then on the vehicles, anything on the vehicles, Adam, or if you're still with us that we need to consider?
No major updates. The 1 ton is done, but the other 2 are still outstanding.
Okay. The action matrix, that the public portion of our meeting. We do have a non-public, I see, so wait a minute, I'll make a motion. Wait a minute, Peter, let me call for the second public comment first. Derek, go ahead. You see that we're not, that wants to comment?
No.
Anybody's like to make comment? Now is your second and final opportunity for the evening. You don't see anybody on board, so Peter, I think you're ready to make a motion.
Yes, I'll make a motion to go into non-public session under RSA 91-A:32.
Second.
Thank you. Motion by Peter, seconded by Mark to go into non-public session. Okay, I'm going to call the roll. I vote yes. Kelly?
Yes.
Peter?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes, sir.
And Chet?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. The motion passes 5-0-0. That completes the public portion of our meeting tonight. We're going into non-public session. I want to thank everybody for participating in the meeting tonight. Had some technical issues, but we were able to work through those, and I think everything came out okay. So thank you everyone for participating. We'll non-public session.